Of Sri Ramakrishna. We'll begin with the sloka. Tavo kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriritam kalma shapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinanti e The previous day when we were discussing, to some extent we were discussing about the Shraddha. That's a great word. Then Vishwas, then Bhakti, then Tapasya. The first and foremost, I should have a faith, Vishwas. Otherwise, I cannot proceed. That's why Sri Ramakrishna said that Vishwas hole hoye gele. That we need that faith. Vishwasher che ar jinish nahi. That means in spiritual path, if you have the faith that God exists, God is there, and whatever my Guru has said, whatever the scripture, the Shastra has said is true, and I will follow, I will surely realize God. This conviction is Vishwas. And this is called Shraddha. Shraddha on what? Shraddha on the words of Guru. Total faith, complete faith, and with respect on the words of the Guru. And also on the words of the scripture. Shastrasya, Guru Vakyasya, Satya Buddhi Avadharanam. Satya Buddhi, whatever they said is true. And how that thought will come, that whatever they are telling is true, because faith on Him. When Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling something that must be true because he has realized and he has come to help us in this life, that type of faith should be there, otherwise we cannot make progress. Majority of the people, they will go from here to there, this place to that place, and they are constantly digging a little over here and little over there and cannot make the well and cannot get the water to drink. All through their life they remain thirsty. So this is the reason. You go and taste and check and it's all right. But have faith somewhere. And who are the people we can have faith? Guru and Shastra. Shasraddha katita sadvirja vastupalabdhai. Shankaracharya is telling, to realize the truth, to realize God, vastu. They say in Sanskrit, Vastu means the real thing. What is that real thing? Atmagyana, God realization. So that is the goal of human life. And suppose we don't go for that, what will happen? We will constantly go on rounding in the cycle of birth and death and birth. It will go on. If you like, you can continue. But suppose you don't like, if you realize the pain, the pangs, then you have to believe in God. You have to believe, have faith in the words of Guru and Shastra. Trividha bhavati shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja swattiki rajasi chaiva tamasi cheti tam srinu. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna is telling, even in the Shraddha, there are three types. Then he is telling about that. In Gita it is there. But the Sattiki Shraddha, that is the best. This respect, this faith, this belief, that is taking us to liberation. So, the dogmas and the doctrines and the ceremonies, the rituals are only to help us to give this faith. Otherwise, it is very difficult to get the faith. And sometimes we get so many things I read in someone saying, this very wonderfully he has mentioned, then one supervisor, an engineer, the construction was going on, there was building construction. And the supervisor was on the 6th floor. From there he saw one person is working on the ground floor. He wanted to draw his attention, he wanted to talk to him. But in the construction site, so many sounds are there, the man is also working, so he couldn't. So he was shouting, couldn't get his attention, so he threw one 5-rupee note before him. And the person who saw the 5-rupee note just in front of him came from the above. He took the note, immediately kept in the pocket, but never looked up. Where from it came, who gave it? He didn't show any curiosity, simply kept it in his pocket and working. Then the person, how to draw his attention? The second time, he took out another 500 rupees note. That was the only note that he was having with me. So he threw it again to him to draw the attention. It was very important to talk to him. This fellow again, the moment it was there on his body, he picked it up, kept in the body, never looked up. Then finally, the supervisor, the engineer, he picked up a stone and threw it on his head. And when the stone came and hit the man, then he looked up. Where from it came, who threw it. So the way, by the story is trying to say that when the God is giving us the gift, happiness, we never remember Him. We never look at Him. So where from the success came? Where from all these things came? Happiness came from God. I should be respectful to God, at least give a thanks to Him. No. But when the sorrow is coming, heat is coming, and then only we are understanding and praying to God, why you are so angry with me, why giving me the punishment and these things. We will be looking at God then only. So this is better to have the faith on the words of God, unlike the personalities like Sri Chaitanya, Guru Nanak, Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, and then we can proceed towards Godhead. That is called Atma Jnana. Now here, the Sri Ramakrishna is talking about that. You must have heard about the tremendous power of faith. It is said that in the Purana, Rama, who was God himself, the embodiment of the absolute Brahman, had to build a bridge to cross the sea to Ceylon. But Hanuman, his devotee, trusting in Rama's name, cleared the sea in one jump and reached the other side. He had no need to of a bridge. So everybody is laughing. So this is only the way he is telling. And then afterwards we will find that Sri Ramakrishna is telling a wonderful story. There was a Bhagavat Pandit. In our country, Bhagavat Pandits are there. They will be going to the houses and they will read the Bhagavat and then they will expound, explain the Bhagavat. Bhagavat in the beginning, it is all about the Sri Krishna and his Leela, all his divine sports. But actually the Bhagavat, ultimately, it is all Tyaga, Jnana. This Pandit, he was going to a king's house and he was reading out the Bhagavat, and after reading he used to ask the king, King, have you understood? King very peculiar used to say, Pandit, you first understand. And Pandit used to, king is telling, so it is difficult, but he used to feel insulted. What is it? I know, I am reading Bhagavat, and why is he asking me to understand this? Again and again, every day it is going on. So one day, he really sat to think, why the king is telling like this? Every time I say, it is naturally the teacher and the student. After teaching, the teacher asks, have you understood? Is it clear to you? The student will say yes sir or no sir. But it's just opposite. The Student is telling the teacher, you properly understand fast, then. So that's why he was confused. Today he sat, he was thinking, why this? Then ultimately what happened? It dawned to him, why? What I am teaching? I am going to teach Bhagavata to the king to get some money from him, some favor from him. And the subject that I am teaching, only telling again and again, renounce, renounce, renounce. And that is why the king always remind me telling, you understand fast. He stopped going over there. The king understood, the Pandit had understood it properly. So this is the way we have to, though we are reading, expounding, explaining, asking people to do, follow, but majority of the time we are not clear. We don't have faith. There was another Pandit, there are so many stories in our country. It is told by Sri Ramakrishna that Pandit, he had a habit to drink hot milk fast, and then in the morning he will sit and read Bhagavata. And the lady, she used to bring the milk from the other bank of the river to sell the milk to the Pandit. But since she had to cross the river, she had to wait for the boats. Sometimes the boatman is late, there is no boat, all this problem was there. And always the Pandit used to rebuke her, why you are not in time? Without the milk I cannot go and sit, I cannot get the energy, etc. Every day he used to tell her like that. And one day she got so late, and then Pandit was already there explaining the Bhagavat, all devotees are sitting before him. This lady, very secretly, she was entering the backside. And then she heard the Pandit is explaining to the devotee, with the faith in God, you can cross the ocean of Bhava Samsara. This world, this life, you can cross just with the faith of God. This lady, without knowing the real meaning of it, she had the great faith on Pandit. He is a great person. She thought, if a person can cross the ocean just by taking the name of God and faith of God, can't I cross the river? Next day I will try. Next day morning, early morning she reached. Then the Pandit told her, how come today you were so early? She told, I just walked over the river. I never waited for the boatman to help me. You walked over the river? What do you say? Yes, yesterday only you were explaining that one can cross the ocean of samsara, this whole world, this life, only by having the faith on God. Then I thought, why not crossing the river? So I crossed. Pandit was not believing. He said, but he never had the faith. Can you show me? Why not? Come with me. She went over there. Oh God, I like to cross the river. Please help me. And she walked over the water. She was walking. And then she called Pandit. You also come. Pandit, she is walking really. Just walking on the water. Pandit also took the name of God. Oh God, I like to cross. Please help me. But at the same time, he was drawing his cloth so that it don't get wet. See, he was not having the full 100% faith. The moment he was on the water, he was in the water. Because the Pandit, though he was explaining not having the complete faith, but this lady, though illiterate, complete faith. So tremendous power, tremendous power. So this is how the Sri Ramakrishna, he explaining, and then if a man has faith in God, then even if he has committed the most sins, etc., he will certainly be saved through his faith. The faith has so much power. If he has committed some mistakes, some sins means some of the work that is harmful to others. So even then, if he is going to the God and praying to the God of complete faith, I made a mistake, God is going to save him. Then he is singing a bhajan. Ami Durga Durga bole ma jodi mori, akhere amare na taro kemone jana jabe go shankari. So this is the uniqueness of the Hinduism, the Sanatana Dharma. They are arguing with the God, challenging the God. Because if I take your name at the last moment of my life and then pass out, then I die, you are supposed to come and save me. You must. Then he is telling, at the moment of my death, I will say Durga, 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 and you are bound to save me. So this is the faith. See here, Sri Ramakrishna, he himself singing. If only I can pass away repeating Durga's name, how can't thou then, O Blessed One, withhold deliverance from me, wretched though I am? Durga, Durga, Durga bole jodi mori, akhire, at the last time moment, e dine, the wretched one, e dina. Na taro kemone, dekha jabe ko shankari. This way he is singing, and then ultimately he is telling, what is his teaching? That you must have the faith on God. And that is a wonderful way. I will do all these things, but you have to save me, because I have taken your name. And your name can save everything. There is a wonderful sloka in Krishna Karnamrita. Hastam utshikva yatosi balat Krishna kim adbhutam hridayad yadi nirjasi purusham ganayamite. This the ladies of the gopis of Vrindavan, they were holding the hand of Krishna. Krishna forcefully took away the hand and he was going away. Then they are telling, you may do that because you have the strength in your body. We couldn't hold you. So you are taking away your hand from us. But that is nothing. Can you go away from our heart? You cannot. If you can, then we will consider you are really a strong person. You can't do that. So this is again he is telling, Hridayad yadi nirjasi purusham ganayamite. Then I will consider that you are really a strong person. See the faith in God. Your power is within me because I love you. You are within my heart. You have no power to go away. So this is the faith of the devotees on God. But this faith is always positive, never negative. So that we have to be very, very careful to understand. Sometimes people will be telling, if we are doing this, you will go to heaven. So go and kill these people and you will go to heaven. It can never be. So this we have to understand. This is the way the devotees, Sri Ramakrishna again and again is telling, you may be a devotee, why should you be a fool? The devotee should not behave like a fool. You must think, you must judge, then you accept and do. That what for the brain is there. Even if the Veda say the milk is black, should you have to believe it? No. So this is the beauty of the Sanatana Dharma. They never say that you must have to have faith and belief. They say, yes, believe, have faith that God is there. Some people are telling, unless we see the God, how can we believe that God is there? The answer of Sri Ramakrishna is unique. He is telling in the daytime you cannot see the stars. Does it mean there is no star in the sky? Sometimes we cannot see because of so many other things are there. Because of our Maya, Because of our attachment, we are covered with so many things, as they call in totality Maya or it's called Ahamkara, like that. So we can't realize God. The moment those things will be removed, you can see God face to face. So for that we have to have the faith. In the classrooms also the teacher will be telling, suppose this plus this is this and this is, and from there with the suppose only the whole thing begins. Having the faith on that suppose, he is becoming a scientist, a mathematician. So if he says, why should I suppose, you won't be able to learn mathematics. There you have to have that. Then only you come to conclusion and you get everything. So here also, pointing to Narendra, another thing is happening. He is introducing Narendra, a young man of 18, 19 years old, a teenager. He is introducing, in those days even, in the beginning also, with his devotees. Pointing to Narendra, Master said, you all see this boy. He behaves that way here. But he is quite another person whom he plays in the Chandni. Chandni means the place where all people used to meet. Before the Sri Ramakrishna, before the senior people, he is quiet and sitting. But if you like to see his personality, his own behavior, then you have to see separately. In a Chandni, if you go, a naughty boy seems very gentle when with his father. He is mentioning Narendra and people of his type belong to the class of ever free. Though he is mentioning naughty, that means he has the tremendous power within him. See, the majority of the people, this Narendra, in the classroom, in other places, he used to behave in such a way. The people used to think that he is a naughty person. Not that. He was so intelligent. It was so easy for him to understand the whole class. As the teacher started teaching something, explaining something, immediately he understood what he's going to tell. So it is over. So his attention is going somewhere else. So teacher used to think that he is naughty. He was not intelligent. So this way, Sri Ramakrishna could understand. He was an excellent teacher. Immediately understood what power is there in the boy. And he is telling, a naughty boy seems very gentle when it is father. Narendra and people of his type belong to the class of ever free. They are not bound. Slowly he is introducing Narendra with the other devotees. So why Narendra? Some people will be telling, this year is also 2013, is the year of 150th birth anniversary of many other Swamis. They are also the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. And the personality like our Raja Maharaj, Brahmananda ji, then why we are not celebrating him? Because Narendra was very special. Vivekananda was special. Sri Ramakrishna introducing. He is telling, when they grow a little older, they feel the awakening of inner consciousness and go directly toward God. They come to the world only to teach others. So there is a saying, story, I think in Raja Mahar's book of Pair I read. After they all died as if they were our Khoka Maharaj. He was dreaming one day and he dreamt that he left the body and going to the heaven. And when he is going to the heaven, he saw all of Brahmananda ji and Mahapurush Maharaj, Shivananda, they are all sitting over there. And he is going. He looked at them and said hello and then going away. Then Raja Maharaj told, where you are going? I am going to Narendranath, to Swamiji. Then they smiled and said, come and sit with us. You can never reach to Narendra. He came to us, but we cannot go to him. So that is the height of Swami Vivekananda. Sometimes the reflection of the moon will be on the water. And the fish, they think all the fishes, they will come and play with the moon, the reflection of the moon, thinking the moon is our friend. Moon is so near to us. Though when the night passes, there is no moon, no reflection of the moon, then if they jump even, they cannot reach the moon. So high. So when Narendra came here, we thought, many people thought, he is just like one of us. Some people is criticizing, why Narendranath? Like him, so many other monks are also there. Without understanding the truth of it. They do not understand anything about the religious height. So that's why just they are comparing with others and thinking, Sri Ramakrishna introducing, this is just beginning in his gospel, he is introducing with his devotees. The Vedas speak of the Homabad, then he is speaking about the Homabad. And Narendra was sitting over there. He was listening, but he was not at all happy that Sri Ramakrishna was praising him, because he was not I consciousness, even a little ego. If someone is praising, then naturally we are all happy. It is just opposite with Sri Ramakrishna is praising. He never liked it. But he couldn't say, sir, please don't talk like that. So he got up and went out of the room. At this point, Narendra left the room. Kedar, Pranakrishna, Ain, and many others remained. Did the devotees' name, those who are reading the gospel and the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, again and again we come across these people. You see, Narendra excels in singing, playing on instrument, studying, in everything. The other day he had a discussion with Kedar and tore his arguments, and Sri Ramakrishna was so happy. This the intelligence, maybe so many intelligent people will be there and they may be having so many other qualities. The one Brahmachari, Swami that we have seen, they know 7, 8 languages. They can read, they can write, they can talk, wonderful capacity. And there are so many who can compose songs and then he can give the tune and can sing, wonderful capacities. There are some people when they speak, mesmerize the whole crowd, wonderful capacities. But still not like Narendra. Why? Because Narendra was not having any ego. And the people who are not having the ego, then what they are having? Godhead. God within their heart. And they are nothing but God, just in the human form. So we have to understand this personality, otherwise we won't be able to. Then he is telling, to aim, is there any book in English on reasoning? Sri Ramakrishna, he never attended school, but he knew the alphabets and he could write also, and wonderful handwriting, very good handwriting. Nowadays people, they always use the computer, the handwriting is very bad. When they write, after that they can't read, what would they have written? So this is the condition. Because they always use the computer. There was one person, he was the only literate person in the village. So people used to come and take his help to write the letter. 50 years before, that was the condition of Indian villages. So one gentleman came to the person and said, can you please write a letter for my daughter? She lives such and such village, I like to post it. Then he said, no, I cannot. Why? I am having pain in my leg. But you are writing with your hand, you are having the pain, what is there? If you are having the pain in your leg, what is there? You are going to write through the hand. But you won't understand. After writing, when you are posting the letter, I have to go to our house and read it out because my handwriting, nobody can read. So that was the level of education. So this way, Here, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, is there any book of argument? As because Narendranath was arguing in such a way, so he was curious. He wanted to know everything that in the world. He wanted to know. Master was little embarrassed. He said, one part of the book deals with the deduction from the general to the particular. He was talking about that book. Yes, it's called Logic. Then he was talking about that. Sri Ramakrishna barely heard these words. He was explaining from these to that, from general to particular, particular to the general. All this, that Logic book is explaining. He was trying to explain, but the moment he heard, he understood and he was okay. When the meeting broke up, the devotees, they went to the temple garden. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. After a while, Master also went to the Panchama and he returned back. This is very important. After a while, he returned to the Master's room. There, on the small north veranda, he witnessed an amazing sight. Those who have visited Dakshineswar, particularly the room of Sri Ramakrishna, they can visualize that the north side, the small veranda was there. After that is a flower garden, then the Ganga. It was a wonderful place. And Sri Ramakrishna was there, was standing still, surrounded by a few devotees. Narendra was singing. Now the Sri Master is commenting. Him had never heard anyone except the Master sing so sweetly. The voice of Swami Vivekananda was so sweet. This is the voice of the yogis, are very sweet. The singers, they can sing, they know the grammar of the song and they'll be doing so many. But the sweetness of the voice has come from the yoga. So Master Mahashaya, Sri Ma, he heard Sri Ramakrishna singing, and afterwards when he first time hearing Narendranath commenting like this, and he looked at Sri Ramakrishna, he was struck with wonder, for the Master stood motionless, with eyes transfixed. He seemed not to breathe. A devotee told him that Master was in Samadhi. So this is the first time the Master is having the experience. He has read about Samadhi. He knew the word Samadhi. He had a little idea about what Samadhi. But this is the first time he is seeing someone in Samadhi. And here we see Tasyapi nirodhe sarva nirodha nirvija samadhi. In the Samadhi part 51, then afterwards when we, at the Sundays as we are reading this our meditation class, there we will come across to this. Tasya api, by the restraint of even these, tasya is indicating another type of samadhi. There are two different types of samadhi. We cannot concentrate our mind. What to think of samadhi. But those who are reaching that level, they are telling, they have two different types of samadhis. One is total concentration is samadhi. Concentration on a particular object. This is sampragyata samadhi. And they call it Ritambhara Pragya. Ritambhara means full of knowledge. But even then, mind is taking help of something to concentrate. Look at it. Mind is taking something to concentrate on. It may be a knowledge, Ritambhara Pragya. And sometimes some ladies, suddenly they were in the politics. Suddenly they put on a giru and took the name Ritambhara. But without understanding the meaning of the name. Anyway, it sounds good, so it is okay. So this Ritambhara Pragya means what? Ritambara Prajna means full knowledge. But the concentration is on the knowledge. It's called Sampragyat Samadhi. But here, Tasya Api, even then that Sampragyat Samadhi, even that, the idea of the knowledge, that also they vanishes. Just try to imagine intellectually what is the condition of the mind. Nirodhe, even that is also not there. Sarva Nirodhan, everything has been cleared, nothing is there. This is called Nirjiva Samadhi. This is called Nirjiva Samadhi. And Asampragyata Samadhi, Swami Vivekananda is translating seedless. There is no seed at all. Seed means something on which the mind is. Why? Because just for that, mind once again come down. Sri Ramakrishna, muhur, every moment, he used to go to that Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So that's why when you went to a village, and because the kirtan was going on, the people, hundreds of people, they were singing the Lord's name, dancing in ecstasy, in devotion. He was so happy. Because people are calling on God naturally. His mind was every time going to that level, and he forcefully bringing it down. And seeing that condition, all the villagers started telling, come, there is a very unique person has come. He dies this moment, alive this moment. Because the moment he is in Samadhi, there is no breathing, no movement. Even the eyes are also fixed. One doctor came, and he was not an ordinary person, he was a scientist also. In those days, he was a founder member of that research center in Calcutta. And he was not believing at all. And he used to love Sri Ramakrishna, he used to treat him. One day when he was in Samadhi, he put his finger on Sri Ramakrishna's eyeball. Think of it. If anybody is coming, bringing the finger or anything near the eye, immediately we blink. Our eyelid will come down and open like that. It is just natural. And when he was touching the eyeball, there was no reaction. There is no breathing. There is no life in the body at all. Complete dead man. Again coming into life. So it was so peculiar. So all people in the whole village, in hundreds, they were coming to see a person who is dying this moment and getting life in this moment. This is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi or Sampragyata Samadhi. And if we think that just by some $10 sitting in a couch and closing the eyes, we are going to have the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, God bless him. Now this is so difficult to understand, so difficult. Sri Ramakrishna, Tasyapi Nirodhe, Sarva Nirodhan, Nirjiva Samadhi. And this monk, Sri Ma, the Master Mashe, saw him in this condition and he was astounded. I have read, but this is the first time I see. Many of the Pandits, scholars in those days, they used to come and meet Sri Ramakrishna. And they used to tell Sri Ramakrishna is very humble. See, all great Pandits are coming, all the highly educated people are coming. They have read so many books, Shastras, they can chant moment they want. I can't do anything. So he'll be behaving very humbly. But these people, some of them who had little tapasya, tapasya means eradicating the ego, they used to understand who is Sri Ramakrishna. Some of them they commented, we have only read, but you are leaving. The whole truth you are leaving. Yoga Vasishta also mentioned this, Yattu Chanchalata Hinam Tan Mano Mritam Uchyate. When in the mind there is no thought at all, chanchalata, thought waves. When the mind is totally free from any thought waves, that mind is called as a dead mind. Tadeva cha tapa, and that is the highest tapasya, the fruit of highest austerity. Shastra siddhyanta, moksha uchyate, that is the highest goal. Moksha, that is called the total. When a devotee, he don't want moksha, then what he will get? He will reach to God and he will see God and he or she same. There is no difference. That is the ultimate of a devotional path. They are going to that. Sarupya, Salukka, Sayujya, all these things they will enjoy. And for this, Jnanis and the yogis, moksha. And this moksha or the liberation, there, what is liberation? When in the mind there is not a single thought. And the moment there is a small single thought, immediately mind starts waving. So you are not in samadhi. In that condition, if anyone with great austerity reaches, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, within 71 days, his body died. He died. Why? Because there is no consciousness in the body. He never takes care of the body. So drinking, eating, taking care of the body is totally absent. That is the ultimate. That is the decision of the scriptures, they say. And here, Sri Ramakrishna in Samadhi and Narendra singing, meditate, O my mind, on the Lord Hari. Chinmaya mama manasa Hari, chidghana niranjana. This is the beauty, the speciality of our Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. They are devotion, but talking about impersonal God. Chinmaya mama manasa Hari. Hari is a personal God. But at the same time, what is that Hari? How is Hari? Chid Ghana. Chid means knowledge. And He is the totality of all knowledge. He is the source of all knowledge. Chid Ghana Niranjana, having no strain. Or why? Because He is not having any selfishness. So that is the Brahma Vaivarta Purana again says, Sarva Papa Prashamanam, Sarvo Upadrava Nashanam, Sarva Dukkha Shayakaram, Hari Namanu Kirtanam. See, a simple way they are telling, if one can sing with devotion and faith the holy name of Sri Hari, the God, then, Hari means the God, then he will be free from his sins, will be free from all troubles. Sarva Upadrava, all troubles, and also be free from all unhappiness. But so many people will be singing. If you go to Assam and all those places, the mainly Bengalis are from East Bengal, they're highly devoted people. And devoted people. And they think that if you go on singing the name of God for 24 hours or 72 hours, all your sin eradicated. So whole year they will do whatever. Then only for 2 days or 3 days they will hire some people to sing the name of God. They themselves won't sing. They will be taking care of the guests and the people who are coming, looking after, socializing. All they will do, but they will organizing and hire people. And one group cannot sing for 24 hours. So there will be 3-4 groups. And there will be again some competition. Which group is singing in Harinam only, but in different tune. And when I was there, I used to hear, sometimes they will be using the cinema songs also. And You can hear it is very melodious, but it's using the cinema's tuning. So that way they are singing. I told, but you don't sing yourself. If you have to get the blessings of God and if you like to be free from all the sin, you have to go and pray. You need not to sing. Then they said, Swamiji, we are not singers. We can't sing. You need not to. You go and bang your head and cry. And only say Hari, 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 Hari. Show your devotion to God, then only He will understand. And all the blessings that God Eve gave, I don't know, it will go to the singers only. But even the singers may not give because they are not singing inside the room. They are utilizing the microphone. It is not like America. Anything and everything, they will use microphones. And that microphone will go after the 1 kilometer. So all people, whether they like or not, they have to listen to that Harinam. And everybody is so angry. When hundreds are angry, how can you get the blessings of God? Think of it. So this is the faith. No, this is not the faith. You have to understand what is faith. Faith, the belief in the name of God, that is good, but not by disturbing others. So this is Sarva Papa Prashamanam. All sins, it is eradicated through the devotion. But what you have to do, Harinama Kirtan within your heart. Continuously you are going on singing within your heart. When you are working inside the room, sweeping the floor, cooking, doing something, go on singing, musing and constantly thinking of the God. It's a wonderful thing. And so many wonderful songs are also there. As if the mother, she is chasing the Lord Rama, the small little Rama. As a young boy, he is going away here and there, doing something mischief. The mother, she is chasing the boy. That way the songs are there. So this is the emotion if we utilize, we realize God. Because the constant remembrance of God is coming through the songs. We sing songs. Sometimes people will be telling, Swamiji sing a song after 1 hour lecture and telling all this truth. Then they will ask, Swamiji sing a song. But for whom? Just you will like it. But whether the God will like it or not? When I am singing, if I am concerned about who are the people sitting over here and how they are reacting, whether they are liking it or not, and after 1 or 2 lines looking at the tablachi, the person who is playing on tabla and giving the instruction, change your beat, and looking someone very responsible, famous person is coming, then putting hands like this, is this the bhajan? No. Sri Ramakrishna, when he was a young boy, he used to go and he used to see that devotional songs are going on. But these people are so much eager to welcome the rich people, the jamindars, the landlords, and then again they will be singing in a best way. That is, God is not pleased. Even a person like Narendranath, when he came, the moment he used to sing, Sri Ramakrishna's mind used to soar high and he used to go in samadhi. But that day, Narendranath sang, and Sri Ramakrishna said, today your song is like a curry without salt. You have prepared something without salt. It is not tasty at all. Your song was like that. Why? Because today you have not put your devotion and concentration on the mind. That is, Harinama Kirtanam. It is true. Brahma Vaivarta Puran, when it is telling that if you sing the Lord's name, all sin will be eradicated. It is true. But at the same time, it is not just singing and looking here and there. That don't do. Sarva Papa Prashamanam, Sarva Upadrava Nashanam, Sarva Dukkha Shayakaram. What? Hari Namanukirtanam. Bas, that's all. Then Sri Vaishampayan, he is also telling, Sarva Dharma Bahirbhuta, Sarva Paparatas Tatha, Muchyate, Natra Sandeha, there is no doubt. Muchyate, he gets liberation, there is no doubt. Vishnu Namanu Kirtanat. Vishnu Namanu Kirtanat. Those people, they constantly they will be Vishnu, Krishna, they are singing. And it is true that when you are hearing, it surely be done like that. Sarva Dharma Bahirbhuta. It never follows any religion. Sarva Paparatas Tata. All type of sins he is committing. But he has a great devotion. And he will be singing the name of Lord with devotion. And surely he will get the blessings of God, no doubt in it. So one long back, we were in Advaita Ashrama. And Advaita Ashrama is a publication center. From there we used to go to different type of national book fair, international book fair, for the promotion of the books. And once we went to Delhi. That time Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. And Indira Gandhi, her mother was the initiated disciple of Ramakrishna mission. She was the disciple of our Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Ishatmananda. And Kamala Nehru, the wife of this Mr. Nehru, she used to bring young Indira Gandhi to Ramakrishna mission. So naturally she had a great affection, a relation with Ramakrishna mission. And that time she came to inaugurate that function. And she, from distance, she saw Sri Ramakrishna's picture. So though it was not in the schedule of the Prime Minister to visit, because Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda's picture was there, she straightway came. And she stood in our shop. He offered pranam to Thakur. We gave her a gift of the book. She also purchased one or two small books. Inquired about, is it all right, Swamiji? Sab theek hai, ittadi. And then spread it. She was very popular at that time. And ordinary people came to know that Indira Gandhi visited our shop. You know, the craziness. All people came. Acha, Indira ji ne kaun sa kitab liye hain? Then that book they wanted to purchase. Anyway, we could sell our book. And then I was adding that ये किताब इंदिरा जी को हमने उपहार भी दिए हैं. So that was a costly book. If that also goes, but very few. But anyway, that was going on. Then just opposite to our counter, there's a small, say 20 by 10 square feet. Just opposite was another religious groups are there, and all that area was only religious spiritual groups. Aravinda and so many others. These people got jealous because all people are coming to us. And they started at the microphone they somehow they brought, and the huge that loudspeaker, and started Hare Krishna like that. In such a high volume, it was impossible to talk. You can understand when you are hearing such a sound, you can't talk, you can hear. And it was from the morning to evening, the whole hour constantly. Second day it was unbearable. So I went and told them, so can't you stop it? Because you are not supposed to play music over here. How people can concentrate on the books? They have come to purchase the book. No, you are a sinner. I told, how do you know it? I was not doing it. That I am a sinner. Then he said, that you cannot listen to the Harinam. That is because I am on the other side of the amplifier and you are at the back side. You also come to the front, listen to it for the hours, you will also become a sinner. This is very peculiar. They think that they are doing very good work, spreading the name of, but it is a torture. Anyway, I went to the officer. He was a Punjabi, Hindu Punjabi. And he was there, he came, he said, Swamiji, okay. He came and he told, please don't do it. Again, when he left, these people were, that time, again they put on it was going. I went to the officer, I told, see, they are not listening again, they are playing that song. The Swamiji, मैं क्या करूं? Why? You are an officer, you can go and seize those things. नहीं वो सन्यासी है ना, then what? If they are sannyasis, to what? They are also sannyasis. No, श्राप दे देगा, मेरे बाल बच्चे हैं, हमारे घर में बाल बच्चे हैं तो संसार है, ये लोग श्राप दे देने से क्या होगा? हमने कहा we are also sannyasis, that also we can also do. Then he said, Ramakrishna Mission sannyasis, he will never do that. He had a great faith on us. I told, okay, then at least give me the permission that I can go and stop it. Then I told him. Then Ramakrishna is telling, you have to behave accordingly. If you are according to the people. So I went and told, either you stop it or I will break it. That is final. Then they understood, somehow stopped it. So this is way Harinama. It removes. But to whom? We have to understand that. Otherwise, it is a torture. It is of no use. So this is the way Sarva Dharma Bahir Bhuta Sarva Paparata Statha Muchyate Natra Samdeha. There is no doubt. Muchyate. He gets liberation. But how? Vishnu Naman Kirtanam. Sri Ramakrishna used to love songs again and again. When you are going through the pages of the Gospel, we will find how he is singing the bhajan and also listening that. That is a great thing. Today I think time is up. If you have any questions, please ask. In the Gospel, you have any question? Anyone just get up, don't feel shy. And sometimes we feel how other will think. If you ask the question, then the others may be benefited by getting the answer and the question also. Question is doubt maybe, to clarify sometimes. I am also not knowing the whole thing. I will try to explain as far as I know on the basis. Which is better path? Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga? All the paths are the same. It's not like in our country, they used to, when we are young students, they used to say, hey, are you in the humanities group? Oh, we are. Oh, humanities group is nothing. Science group. So it is not science or humanities are like that. It is only, you have to reach God, and that applies to your own psychology. If you think that by devotion you feel better, then that is your path. If you think that jnana is the way you feel better, then that is your path. So it is, all paths are the same. It's a good question. And yeah, please.
Harinam in different languages, how it is a uniqueness in that, because different religion has the different languages, and their Harinam is different. So what is the status of the mind? Take the Harinam to the ecstasy.
See, particularly Sanatana Dharma, they have researched the mind of human being, and they have found that there are 4 different types. Though we looks all same, but our temperament is 4 different types. One is all the time discriminating, not criticizing. Some people will be there constantly criticizing. This is not good, this is not bad. Then what you want, that also I don't know, like that. So this is not the people. These Jnana Yogis, they discriminate like the scientist. Why this is? So they are a different class. They will be thinking like this. Another is, major portion of their mind is emotional. The moment they think about some stories of Sri Krishna or these, there will be tears will roll. Then that is a devotional time. Another people are there who like to help others, work others, very active, but not that way concentrating. Another is very calm, quiet, don't like to talk. They like to meditate in the corner of the room. Always the people, they say unsocial people like that. But they are that type. So in our Shastra, in our scripture, in our Sanatana Dharma, they have given these four paths. You can do that. Even the person who is working, he is also thinking of God through music. So in our way of life, in the Sanatana Dharma, we find there are so many, they have realized God through songs only. Like the Mira, the classical Udara, and there are so many others. In other religion also, there are songs are there. But some religion, they think this is the softness. So one should not believe in song. So they have banned the songs. You cannot do this. Only 4-5 times you have to do like this. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. And they believe that by simply practicing that, one will get the blessings of God. They are not believing in them. Some others, like the Christianity also, then they will be singing the carol songs, praising the God, describing the God, describing the birth of God. So that carol songs also, the emotion that will come to them, that's also given. Silent night, holy night, they're describing in that situation, slowly the God is coming in that place, etc., etc. So those who are Christians, if they are closing their eyes and thinking, that song also beneficial to them. But it is not the music, but the words and the meaning of the words. If it is working, playing within the mind, that gives the benefit. So many bhajans, you'll see the cassettes, all they are sitting like a very religious person. The picture is on the top and they will be singing bhajan. People are very happy, clapping, but they are only entertainers, not devotion. So this way, in each religion, in each faith, this bhajans, this emotion helps. Thank you. So let us conclude with this sloka. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa drita vigraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamityam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram